All
All
right.
right, welcome to Eric Tries Too Hard, episode 96. I'm here with underground comedian. Dude, what's the last name you want me to use? Arthur?
Arthur Cayetano Milburg. That's my full name,
Oh, your
man.
full name. Got it. All right, so first off, thanks for coming on. So tell us about yourself in the world of comedy. So what do you do? What doors are your foot in, so to speak?
Shit, if you really want to know, man, I've resorted to street comedy because that's the only place that's really live and real, and you can only get the functionalities of the true person in any kind of given moment, whether you have to deal with a drunk, a fucking meth head, a crackhead, whatever you have to do, man. Um,
And that's really interesting and pretty incredible because so describe how you do street comedy. You're an actual underground comic. Unlike
yes,
I know a
yes.
lot of people claim that, but you very much are. So could you describe I would say a typical set, but I don't know if there ever really is a typical set.
Typical set. It's mostly improv.
Yeah.
It's got to be improv, and then because I've done so much improv over my life, I mean, I used to basically, you could take it back to the old days when I used to listen to my grandfather and my uncles and everybody else gather around the table after they went to Sunday church, and tell fucking dirty jokes. So I'd always go and sneak into the living room while they're telling jokes, and that's where it came from. You can either tell, like, I guess there's a difference between comics and storytellers. There's people that just have one-liners or specific jokes or punchlines that they planned. Okay, you're gonna laugh at 3.2 seconds point, 5 milliseconds. So when they're taken out of their environment and put on the street, rather than just being in a cozy, comfortable place where they're expected to get laughs and have people there that are the functioning slaves, basically. I mean, they work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they choose comedy or whatever they do to fulfill their evasive escapism. That's basically what everything is right now. It's escapism. If somebody's listening to this, I hope nobody's jacking off listening to this or anything.
You could do much worse than my audience jerking off to your podcast.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I should have brought my camera over here too, but
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna cut it. But this is basically the 1 a.m. show too, no? Because I'm an owner and operator of the Four Horsemen of Revelations.
And what is that?
It's a umbrella company basically. I deal with film, photography, entertainment, anything pretty much entertainment and production wise that has to deal with the artistic value of the soul. So I have a record company and all this other stuff. I still have to get an LLC. Shh. Oh shit! Somebody's gonna steal my shit, and they're gonna go steal all this. Just kidding. They don't need my shit anyways. But yeah, like I said, I've been resorted to the street because, well, that's where I started out, and that's where I feel more at home. I every once in a while I'll come back into the comedy scene, because I leave every 3 to 5 years and just let all the cock smokers dwindle out pretty much. I came back June of 2014 after like a 5-year hiatus. I just hang around comedy clubs and see what's going on, see who's stealing whose jokes and whatnot.
Okay, so let's take it back kind of in a chronological order. So how old were you when you first started, when you decided I want to do something comedy related? And you said you started kind of as a street performer.
Yeah, basically, I really started, I mean, I always loved to tell jokes. I mean, that was one of the ways to pretty much escape from all the fear that's in this world and we're predicated to have. I like to see the smile on people's faces when I told jokes, or even, if you say hello to somebody at Walmart or wherever the fuck, it brightens their day. So if I could tell a joke, I mean, I may be distraught as the jester of the modern entertainment as well. I might not get killed by the king if I tell a bad joke. Just get my mic cut off, But yeah, I basically let's say I picked up some kind of joke book in like first or second grade, and it was on after that. But even before that, you know, listening to the elders tell jokes, and like specifically, um, there was something about it that, not only their memorization, but just the punctuation and everything else that they told. It was told with a live spirit, nothing like we have today, pretty much.
And so you would say that those experiences kind of filled you with that fire to want to perform and to want to create that art. Seeing, like you said, the liveliness of the spirit kind of. Would you say kind of transcended?
Of course. Yeah. Well, when you come back from World War II, you got some fucking hella jokes to say, you know. I used to talk to my grandfather about World War II all the time. He's dead. He died in June. Let's see. Was it August 29th, 2013? So he's been gone for 2 years, almost. A little bit over. And my aunt died in May of 2014. So right after that, I mean, those two, my grandfather and my aunt, she was about, I don't know, 68, 69. My grandfather was 89 when he died. So those two really love my jokes and really love the conspiracy things that I talk about. And they're not, you know, like outrageous or so forth. You just got to connect the dots and everything else. And it's an illusion that they keep us in. So you've got to see in a different aspect rather than just being generational mind control.
So, okay. So, and there's a lot to unpack there. So we got, so that's really cool. I'm sorry to hear that they passed, especially if they were such big supporters of yours. But so you would say it really did stem from, just this transcending feeling that you've had from hearing these jokes, these storytellers, and you wanted to kind of recreate that in your life. So what would be, because we'll definitely get into the conspiracy theory stuff soon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love
we could do an hour. We could do however long you want to do. I mean, because I fucked up before trying to steal internet.
Oh, no, I love that. Our initial try to do this was failed by some parcel in it. Huh?
Audio coming in good?
Oh, it's coming in great. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I had to buy a bunch of shit before we started this, desktop mic and other things and shit. Okay. So, yeah, to prepare.
Well, so when you were, so about how old were you when you started doing, I guess I'm just trying to get a feel for like the kind of stuff. So did you end up doing street performing and then go into a comedy club area, or?
I always street performed first. You know, I always performed on the hat at the drop of a moment, improv.
Did you have a group?
Not until lately. I mean, I used to roll with a couple people, but I mean, the street gets hard on you if, you know, getting punched in the face and shit. I usually ask people to punch me for free.
All right, well, you gotta, so just so people understand where you're coming from, give us a typical, let's say it's a typical day, like life in the day of, or day in the life of you and your street comedy. So you leave your house, take me from there.
I leave my house, I might get drunk, I might get smoked up, have a couple of cigarettes, empty off. No, I'm just kidding. In a woman, not in my hand. But shit, usually it depends, man. I have a lot of business partners that I do comedy with, and I have a lot of other people that I'm recording albums musically. I'm a saxophonist. I also rap and shit like that. I've got a single coming out, nigga. I'm from Tucson. Pretty soon. I'm just gonna throw it all over the streets, you know.
Yeah. Just throw it on the street.
It's pretty good. It's been about 5 years in the making because I met my friend in the loony bin. Whoa!
All right, so you keep alluding to these amazing stories. Going, all right, when is this loony bin thing? I'm just gonna roll with you. I'm not gonna try to keep it structured anymore. I'm gonna roll with you. So tell us about this loony bin.
Well, my loony bin. I had a lot of information on my computer. It was my brother's computer, so. He decided to take it back. I was a little upset and angry with everything the way it was going and so forth. There was like, I can't say what kind of information on it there was, but there was valuable information that has to deal with your soul and so forth. And he just pissed me the fuck off. I mean, so I punched the wall, and then I admitted myself to the loony bin. I admitted myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then
So
I was just saying, I was saying a bunch of crazy shit because I had just seen Doug Stanhope stuff.
that can mess with your head a little bit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But I do have access to weapons and shit like that. I used to
How
be
old?
a gangster.
Okay. How old was? It's not how old. When I say how long were you in there for?
10 days.
10 days. You just kind of.
Yeah. I said a bunch of crazy shit, and they, of course, misdiagnosed me. I mean, I wasn't in there fairly to be able to, So they gave me bipolar, and that was about it.
That is what they give you. I work in the psych field. That is kind of what they'll.
Nice. Yeah, I could tell you a lot about that stuff.
They'll give that a lot real quick. But so you kind of went in there, you got your head straight, and then you checked yourself out, kind of thing.
Well, basically, I'm saying I'm a comedian because I'm telling jokes the whole way through. Basically, I'm telling them I'm a comedian, I'm an inventor, and this is not any signification of grandiosity. I mean, this is the shit that I really do. I mean, I'm a real comedian, and I do have a lot of inventions that I've created, but I'm still working on the patents. That's
okay, gotcha. Well, okay. So tell us whatever. What's what? Is there anything you can talk about what you're working on or something you've invented?
Well, I can tell you. What does it say? Let's see. 2009. I came out of the shower naked. Brushing myself off. I like the air dry.
I would hope that you were not.
Forth.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't wearing clothes stepping out of the shower. I gotcha.
Yeah, I like to flop and drop. You know what I mean? But anyways, so. I turned on the TV and I saw this infomercial for a toothbrush that has, sound activated music and so forth that allows you to keep your kid busy while they're brushing their teeth for 2 minutes or so, blah, blah, blah. It's got a little microchip or so forth. You put in their SD card or whatever, load up your music. I had that idea fucking 2-3 years later, bam. So it's all about patenting. It's all about getting your inventions on the map. You have to have a lot of money to actually bring them towards marketing and.
That's true. That's what I always find. Yeah, every time you see somebody who's like very successful, especially if they're either an entrepreneur, an inventor, or whatnot, it was always that first thing they did that like had to make the greatest leap from being able to work your 9 to 5 or whatever it is, or just get there to survive, to the point where you have the capital to start then making some incredible things. Like if you look at I think I was looking up what's his name, Elon Musk recently, and I was like, oh yeah, made his fortune early on with some more practical inventions, and now his now he's got the capital and he can kind of focus on what he wants to do and making much more, I guess, drastic inventions or progressive inventions. I'm starting to talk over my head.
No, continue.
I want to go. Continue with your day in the life of so you go out, you get up, you maybe smoked up, you drank a little bit, and you emptied off into a woman, if I recall correctly.
Yes, hopefully.
Now where are you? So that's all on your way to work, quote, on your way to work.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of business that's entailed. I mean, there's a lot of bartering that is in focus, but I mean, I usually do get paid for I have been paid for advertisements of local businesses here in Tucson. I'm still working on my feature films, short films. I have a lot of people that are in my phone book. I lost my other phone, like it just, water or whatever, one of them dumb phones from Obama, basically.
I've not heard of the dumb phones from Obama.
Yeah, basically. The flip phones or whatever, that's not considered a smartphone, but the smartphone.
Dumb phone. I understand.
Yeah. The smartphone.
I'm dumb phone.
You have a smartphone like this. Look, you have a smartphone like this, but you're reliant on buttons and all that kind of gay ass shit, and and you become dumber actually.
So let me ask you. So where do you end up when you do your street performing, your improv?
Shit, downtown Tucson, 4th Avenue, not Hotel Congress. Fuck Hotel Congress. In the ass. You can find that video on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure you gotta have a couple of. So can we find some of your performance on YouTube?
Hell yeah! My YouTube channel is One Dilsnick. That's the alphanumeric 1. And then DILSNICK.
So we're going to keep talking while I start checking out some of your YouTube stuff because I want to get a good feel for this. So anyway, All right, great. So, so you said that sometimes you've been punched in the face while trying to perform. Is that?
Shit, yeah, of course, man. It's not.
Tell me
It's not
about it. Tell me
this.
that story.
Oh well, you know, I tell vulgar and vile jokes, and then you know it depends on the person, their spirituality, their religion, whatever else, their upbringing, where I usually hit them in the weak points or wherever it might be. But just you know, maybe just somebody's irritating me or whatever the fuck, I'll just you know, hey, give me $100 to punch me in the fucking face, and if it's long, well then it's for free, man. Because they're like, oh, stumbling for, oh, I only got $20. Well, fuck it, just punch me in the fucking face for free. Now that fucking backfired on me one time. Two motherfuckers punched me at the same time. I went down, but I popped back up. So I mean, I was totally coherent. I mean, it was like that little fucking, like a spring action effect.
Yeah.
Right back up. But usually, you know, some of the friends on the street, you know, the ones I used to kick it with, the comedians, some of the underground comedians, man, they just fucking he'd go and just fucking just get knocked out for fun, get back up and get knocked. He got knocked out. My friend Taylor Norden got knocked out 3 times. The second time I was like, oh shit, do you really want some more of this? But he just wanted just to get punched. He didn't want anything else.
Yeah. So where's the comedy in all of this? That's what I'm looking for. Where is the
comedy? Oh, well, this is basically, I think I've hit my pinnacle point. I hit my joke, and I don't know where I can go from there. But it's, I'll tell you, what is the only way a Jew and Muslim can come together?
I'm scared to ask, but please tell me.
It's going to be in a porno. But it will be in a snuff film. Boom! The Muslims are gonna blow up the bomb. I actually have connections with some claymation creators right now, and I'm working on that joke. I'm actually gonna create it.
I like how with that joke you could just change the topic to whatever. You could change the races to whatever is topical in the moment. But yeah, so okay, all right, so. I'm looking at some of these videos. Are the friends you referred to that you rolled with the ones in these videos?
Yeah, some of them, of course. I got 2 dudes on the street. I did some. I like to do a lot of filming on the street.
I can tell.
In Tucson, Arizona, it's one of the homely places to street performers.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll find them everywhere and anywhere. There's
what other street performers do you run into?
The One Heartbeat Band, I'm part of them.
Yeah.
It's an improv jazz session right across from the Fox Theater every second Saturday. And that's in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let me ask you this then. Where does and then we'll get into some of the other like belief stuff. Where's your money come from? Where
you, man, it's odd jobs. Yeah, gotta say odd jobs. You know, I'm a Mexican, so manual labor is the way to go.
Manual. Yeah. Do you
copyrighted by somebody or whoever else, so I don't steal it.
Yeah. Do you have roommates? Do you live with family? You live on your own? What's your situation?
Basically, I live in my own house and shit. Yeah. And you know, just pay rent and everything else.
Yeah, so you do your thing because you had mentioned 9 to 5, essentially 9 to 5 slaves, and so it's like I'm just trying to figure out how you manage to get through your day doing and pay your bills.
Well, I mean, I can make $1 per joke. I can make $1 per joke or more on the streets, and that's what I do.
So it's kind of like. So it's
throw the hat out for some cash and plus whatever odd jobs that I could do usually. But I'm working with a business partner now on a bunch of shows. His name is Edgar Zotoff. I got to give him shout outs, you know, because we had a little, you know, we were a little fucking, you know, angered conversation about some shit. My friend, his friend, apparently stole some shit from my house, and you gotta fucking, when you bring somebody to your house that I've never known or anything like that, you gotta vouch for them, and he's being a little pussy, and I might just have to beat both of their asses. You know, this is how it goes. I'm also
but you still want to give him a shout out.
I'm also a blood though. Yeah.
Did you still want to give him a shout out?
Oh yeah, I'll give him a shout out because I want to say, hey, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass pretty soon.
But what's gonna happen with the shows then? I thought you guys.
Oh, I mean that'll come together pretty soon. I'm working on my warehouse right now. I don't know, maybe about 3,000 square feet. I'm gonna have a skateboard park in there, recording studio.
How the hell are you gonna set that up? That's so much capital. Where's that money coming from?
Odd jobs, buddy.
Odd jobs. I gotcha.
Yeah. Wink,
right,
wink.
cool.
No. So serious, manual labor.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. All right, cool. Well, it sounds like I knew you told me you had an incredible story. You were not lying.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, so let me ask you this. So, wow, like we first talked, you hit me up in March. That was from that comedians Facebook group?
Yeah.
So what I want to know as a alternative comedian who kind of like, as you said, shuns the traditional comedy circuit or the
well, I mean,
comedy.
I haven't shunned. I've been actually shunned because
what happened?
I performed. Well, I mean, I can say all the comedy places and everybody else that I've been kicked out of, but that's giving them free advertisement. Should I really do that? Should I?
No, you don't have to name any
I mean, you
names.
can look up one of my main marketing videos is called "Fuck Hotel Congress in the Ass."
Okay.
And you'll find that. It's a 5-minute segment. I get kicked out, and I talk about my warehouse that I'm going to be opening up pretty soon.
What's the place? What's the video called again? I'm looking this up. I got to see this
Fuck
now.
Hotel Congress in the Ass.
Okay.
Yeah, I pay a bum $5 to walk with me, and ask and tell fuck to Hotel Congress and their patriots in the ass.
Oh man, I need to. This is good.
I need to do a little bit more research, huh?
Well, I didn't know.
Videos online.
Dude, I work very hard to Facebook stalk my guests before I have them on. But on your Facebook, for whatever reason, maybe I didn't scroll down enough. I couldn't find
the main. It's Arthur Cayetano Milburg, and then the I don't know whatever the main fucking picture is. It's called Shitting with Comedians. Season 1,
yeah,
and that's where me and my friend and other comedians, other underground comedians. Because I'm not part of like the union comedy crew of all the other fucking comedy clubs. But fuck it, I could tell you, I've been kicked out of Laughs. That's one of the main focal points here.
What's getting you kicked out of these places?
My vulgar and vile comedy.
Really? Because I feel like those
antics.
places want. Okay, what are your antics? Because I was going to say, I've been to a lot of comedy clubs. I don't think vulgar jokes are that shunned.
I've been kicked out of the comedy clubs for my comedy, but I've added the antics of throwing shit, throwing tables, chairs, heckling comedians. Promoting myself inside of the comedian clubs where they told me, oh well, you can't promote yourself, blah 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 blah, fucking this that, and then I've got. I got flack from motherfuckers that were trying to tell me, oh, well, you can't steal my comedians. Because I'm like, I'm going to pay your fucking comedians. Yeah. And they don't have to fuck around with 3 little minutes of open mic at this comedy club called Laughs, which is a staple joint here in Tucson, Arizona for almost pretty much most of my life, 28 years, around 87, 88 it's been open. But the original owners sold it to some dude that was fucking it up, and they bought it back, and now they're fucking it up. And Casey and Hoodie are the ones that own it. Casey is his son. Hoodie is the owner of whatever fucking bullshit. He's got I think he's on not IPO radio or KXEI or some bullshit like that. Some FM radio station that's local, but fuck him in his ass. But anyways, he's got diabetes.
Jesus.
He's got diabees, and I heard.
Are these the jokes you're telling at their comedy club? That they're like, all right.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'll get real in depth, but he's got diabetes, and I've heard that he had his toes cut off, or they're being amputated and so forth now. But my joke now is that the irony is that he's gonna have to tell comedy with his fucking feet. If he gets his hands cut off or so forth, yeah.
So let me. Okay, so I figured it would be a play on the whole stand-up thing. So so let's go to more. Okay, so as far as throwing chairs and tables, do you at least understand why that would be?
Oh no, I get kicked out for my comedy first, and then
And then you got
added
gotcha.
antics. Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say
because the dude there that is the musical director and so forth, Christopher Sapp, I'll put him on spot. Fuck Bean Street. Bean Street is this little collective of musicians here in Tucson downtown, and they're pussies.
Well, my Tucson comedy audience is probably going to shrink after this episode, but hey,
well, fuck all of them, dude.
I'm kidding. All right, so I want to know about some of the you mentioned some in your comedy you talk a lot about conspiracy theories. So could you give us an example of one that you've been talking about a lot lately?
Shit, there's plenty of them. You could check out my Space Smoke Shop special. That's a place I'll fucking rep right there. The Space Smoke Shop on Pennington in Tucson downtown, Arizona. Anyways, I'll fuck it. I'll fucking say, hey, fuck yeah, thank you, David Harmon Promotions.
I like this. You're giving the shout outs to the people you don't like and the ones you like because you want to make sure
this
that
dude I love, man. Yeah,
good.
I love. He popped.
That's what I like about you.
Space Smoke Shop, man. David Harmon, he ran basically took over Punk Rock Tuesday from another friend of mine and monetized it, and that's why he knocked him out.
All right, let me ask you this. Give me conspiracy. I want to stick on that. I want you to give me one conspiracy that you've been talking about.
Well, just give me a topic, man. I'll fucking.
Okay, you said that one of the things was about how you need to see the world through a different. I'm paraphrasing here. I don't remember the exact words, but kind of through a different lens because there's a lot of illusions out there. Could you maybe point out one illusion of modern society or art?
Okay, we're in the Gregorian calendar right now. We're supposed to be in the 13th month lunar calendar. That's more accurate to whatever you would call it. The not diametrics. Something. It's the dynamics of water when they cross and so forth.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it is.
I have no idea. But please continue.
Anyways, so. Oh, what the fuck were we talking about?
Illusions and modern
of grandeur. I'm sorry. Well, of course, you've got the fucking the monetary system now. That's basically the credit cards and so forth. It's what would you call it in the Bible? What would they call that in the Bible?
What the with credit cards?
Yeah, where you don't have to pay and shit.
Is that in the Book of Visa?
Yeah, the Book of Visa. Fucking A, goddamn.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not.
You're not very fluent.
No,
You're not very fluent in the Bible and what's so forth. Do you even have? Do you even believe in God?
Not entirely.
Not entirely. Okay, let me just tell you about some fucking hallucinatory experiences I've had.
Yes, please do.
That is the truth. When you do separate your soul from your, I know what you call it, corporal body, you could say, the one that that is sustained in a three-dimensional system.
Yeah, physical from the. I gotcha.
Yes. Okay. So when you detach that in the Bible, there's what you would call a silver cord. You can only stretch your soul from your corporal body for so long, and if you understand. But when the silver cord snaps, you go up to heaven or whatever, and so forth, and be judged. And it's basically upon you if you want to interpret the Buddhist aspects, or even Christianity has been split into the paganism of the three aspects of God and the Son and the Holy Spirit. I mean, why do you want to keep it? Just keep it one, and you're simplistic. You make three, and what is that? That's paganistic, basically, because most people have been praying to statues, gold statues, pendants, whatever not, and that's a form of idolation.
That's literally, because those are idols.
Yes.
It's quite literal.
Yes, of course. And it's depicted upon a white man, so that's black magic representational form. you could change people's perspectives over 100 of years. They won't even know who the fuck or what the fuck they are without the cultural background, which is oral tradition. And that's how
That goes back to storytelling.
that's how, yeah, basically that's how every master is find his apprentice and so forth, whatever not. You can only pass it on through oral tradition rather than, it has to be passed from one person to another. Otherwise, you lose all the meanings and so forth.
All right, so this is fascinating to me. Could you tell me then? So here's what I want to ask you, and not to put you on the spot because this is a very lot of complicated question, I think. So let's say you are able to just remake the world, right? You're able to set the systems.
The book of creation. The book of creation.
So describe to me how modern society is in the way that you would have it be.
I would have the modern society as. I would revert back to the Red Rock, which means.
Hey, what is that? You're gonna have to explain.
The old pictographs on the Red Rock in Arizona.
You're gonna have to keep helping me out here.
Well, it's in the Hopi land.
I believe where it is, but so what is it? What is that?
Okay, basically on this big rock, they have two ways that humankind can go.
Okay, cool. Yes, please.
They stay with the Earth, or they go out into outer space and so forth, blah, blah, searching for the journey that's right in front of them that they cannot see. Relying on buttons and all this other stuff, all this
Did you say that's
outer technology. Now? We have been, and it's very, what would you call it? The singularity bullshit. So, or whatever modern, euphemism that you want to conduct and convey as whatever you can explain here.
It's basically the message of that movie Interstellar, or I'm sure plenty of other pieces of art.
Yeah. So basically, when one takes that journey to an extrovert of their soul instead of an introvert of the soul, they can do anything that they're doing extrovertedly, introvertedly with their soul, and more. So, whatever they're doing, creating bullshit, everything else, you can create a fucking apple in your hand if you had enough faith and belief. Boom.
So what you're saying essentially is the what you would change just going on a. So I guess this wasn't as complicated.
I would change. I would go back to the earth like we were before. The Hopi there's Hopi prophecies that talk about, because I'm Hopi and goddamn, mostly Aztec. My great grandfather was full blood Aztec, so I don't get any reparations from North America. So I'm so completely fucked from keeping the Spaniards out mostly. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you for that, if that's any consolation.
Well, I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit, I can get reparations from my brothers for selling off the land for firewater and shit like that. Well then, hell yeah, but you have to be 25% of North American tribes to get recognized.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. Well, I think that definitely answers that question. It's interesting to me. And so, do you, how do you? If so, do you bring that into your comedy? And if so, how do you do that? Of course,
all the time. Well, I used to street preach, of course.
Oh, okay. So you did that which actually that's really interesting because I found a lot of there's so many parallels between preaching and comedy. Because it really is communicate. Both are very much communicating ideas to a large group.
Mm-hmm.
And
in a mesmerizing form.
Yeah, finding that balance of keeping them interested and attentive, but also while communicating a larger point. I love the parallels between different types of performance. So that makes perfect sense that you would make that transition.
There's a factor of mesmerizing and hypnotizing people when you have to deal with comedy. But there's a factor in whether or not you have skill and talent as well. So whether or not you can improv all the time, which you see you can do a little bit here and there, I've seen, I watched a couple of videos of yours. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty shitty, but thank you.
Okay, the fuck out of here. So anyways, basically, it's all about improv because since I began to start I started 1 month after my aunt died in May of 2014. It fucking fucked me up because I already had dealt with my grandfather's death and I still wasn't over that. Man, that was, I didn't get to, be there in his last, dying breath and so forth. And the last conversation I had with him was that, I'm sorry. I wish I would have listened to you. And this was based on the fact that I have a lot of information about how to heal yourself and help yourself without the intervenience of the government and so forth, with the FDA approved drugs that have so many side effects. You might Risperdal, you might grow some titties and shit.
It sounds like you're very family oriented and very close with.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go on to the fact that when my aunt died in May of 2015, she was living in an apartment away, a little ways from the family on the north side to the east side, northeast side. And this was heavily induced with, drug addicts and so forth. And she loved her shit, Well, I have to say that she couldn't get enough on her psychotropic drugs that she was getting from the government and so forth. Even fibromyalgia pills, all that shit fucked her up.
Yeah.
But she liked to get high, so there was this neighbor that was on methadone. So, of course, she had got methadone, and, she trades pills for methadone or to get higher ups, Oxycontin, fucking even bags of fucking, brown sugar, brown and shit like that. So, my aunt just fucking, we didn't watch her one day or whatever, keep in touch with her, hey, what are you doing? What the fuck, blah, blah, I'm gonna come over, you need food, you want some smoke, so, and I was recording videos for a company called independent.net. It's a communal project, and I was supposed to be an MC going on tour for $5,000 for like 2 months, and then they ended up fucking me. So, I mean, there was a friend of mine that was hooked up with the, this part of the consultant crew and so forth, and then she ended up fucking me. So that happened, and I kind of spent some time on that rather than spending time with my aunt, and she ended up fucking overdosing on heroin or Oxycontin or whatever the fuck it was, and she might have had a little bit of cocaine in her system or whatever not. But I made a joke because we couldn't get in contact with her for a little bit, and I made a joke. I was like, well, she's probably fucking dead, and it turns out she is fucking dead for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Fucking Jesus coming back. No, but the most fucked up thing about it is that my two cousins, which are like 12, about 15 years older than me, so they could be considered my aunts as I was growing up. Aunt cousin, kind of like, because I'm a fucking Mexican. We got a bunch of family to Chicago, everywhere. But yeah, my two cousins, my mother and my grandmother, found her in her apartment dead in the fucking bed. And luckily there was, the AC was on, so she wasn't, smelling too much like shit and whatever not. But they said she looked fucking nice, she looked like she went, peacefully. I'm like, oh, she was probably fucking gasping for air and breath and fucking, well, all that kind of shit, man. So that really fucked my life up big time, because you want me to tell you the real shit? She was married to a 33-degree Mason. You want to talk about some shit? 33-degree Freemason pussy ass bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just for a little bit. She was married to him for a little bit, but there's god damn it. There's a fucking Freemason temple on 22nd Street over here. There's like 3 or 4 Freemason temples here in fucking Tucson, Arizona. But because you're a 33-degree Mason, you have hierarchy and so forth, and you're able to conduct higher rituals and blah, blah, blah. Fucking, I can't go too far into that
No, that's fine. Hey, I don't want you to say anything.
Dude, I could talk. No, I don't give a fuck. Fuck the Freemasons. Fuck every secret society. They know Jonathan Rothschild here is the fucking mayor of Tucson. Fuck him. Rothschild, Red Shield, blah blah blah.
All right, so here's what I want to do right now. I want to thank you for telling me so many really amazing stories about your life. You weren't kidding. Crazy life.
Can I just continue on with that?
Yeah, definitely. I do want to wrap up in a few minutes, but I want to have you back on again.
We're not going to do a whole hour?
Yeah. I have to. I told you I have my family obligations. I gotta.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah. Dude, this is fascinating. Like, you have no idea. I think you do because you're living it. But I definitely want to have you on again some point in the future. But definitely wrap this one up. I just thought it was kind of beautiful how you were able to tie in the importance you place on family and some very unfortunate, sad, tragic events that have happened in your life in the last few years, and how you've been trying to deal with it, and how it seems to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to really kind of spur you on with your comedy and your creative outlets, because you want to. Because you're inspired by these negative things, and it sounds like that's kind of an ongoing story in your life. Negative things inspire you to create art.
Pretty much, I guess. Any turmoil, anything that has to deal with the sense of reality wakes people up. And can I just continue on with that? Okay, so she was
absolutely.
Okay, so she was married to a 33-degree Mason. So after a while of, bugging her or whatever not, she decided to try for whatever, to be inducted into the women's group. I can't remember that. The Rainbow Children is the what is it called? ISIS something. Whatever. Oh god damn!
I'm not.
Know what it's called. You don't know what it's called?
No, dude, I don't know anything about any of this.
Well, people who know the shit that they're, it's the female version of the Freemasons. Okay. Anyways, so he had her try to be inducted, and she was going around the rituals and shit. There was a pentagram, and she was going around with candles and so forth. Blah 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 blah. She was in an underground place in some of the temples, because they got secret shit and everything else. So she heard a voice from God or something like that in her voice, so she fainted on purpose and stopped the ritual from, taking her soul and taking the oath and so forth. But so she knew what I was talking about when I was talking about all the things, because if you really want to get down to it, they've even asked. There's so many people, they're just walking around and they pay for their membership, and they never get to pass the 3rd degree and so forth, blah, blah, blah. So they're just paying for the shit, and they're just fucking agents, basically. So every once in a while, I'll get an agent tell me to stop doing comedy, or tell me to stop preaching, and tell me to stop doing other things, and that they're watching me. And this is not a conspiracy. This is not anything. This is no bullshit. This is the real shit.
This is your experience.
Yeah. No, well, it's not my experience. This is just the way it goes.
Oh, that's kind of that's what I meant. Like, you're saying,
if you're on fire, if you're on fire and you're reaching people and you're not for Satan, they'll find you out. They'll find you and look for you, because the people that serve God, Jehovah, the Great Spirit, whatever, love, their essence radiates throughout all the universe. And they're able to see you, so they're called light keepers and so forth.
I meant your experiences, and that's something that you personally experienced, is what you were saying.
Yes, that's personal experience.
That's what I meant.
I've had people telling me to stop comedy and to other things, to stop doing other things, and it's not a joke.
Yeah. And you keep on going, or do you lay low?
Fuck yeah, dude. You got to serve God. You got to serve love. You have to reach people and so forth, because there's not so much time left. As you could see, in 2014, the 3 faiths came together. That's the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews. They came together and they planted the olive tree. That's signifying what? False peace. The false Messiah is coming up and everything else. Oh, what was it called? A cashless society. There it is.
Okay.
Cash
Oh,
system.
gotcha.
Yeah. So, watch out for the microchips, but they're not going to be microchips. It's nanotechnology. It's biointegratable microchips, as you can conceive it as. Um, if you don't know, those are the things that they're going to take away all the scare. There's going to be scarcity and so forth, and then they're going to solve it with because they give the problems, and then they find the solution and they solve it for you, and then blah blah blah, whatever not. So they are going to have the false messiah come, and they will take over Solomon's temple and do some sick pagan shit with a pig and open up the Euphrates River and allow demons to come out of there. Do you believe in demons? Do you believe in spirits? Do you believe in it? Have you seen anything of the other conceptions of, rather than just this three-dimensional prison that we have?
Dude, I work in an office.
But you've probably seen a lot of crazy fucks that supposedly have demons in them and so forth. With
not so much. It's not that kind of thing. No, for me personally, I live my very easygoing life. I love comedy. I love music, and I love talking to comedians. And
what is your what's your occupation?
I do like school testing, like yeah.
Oh, okay, so sort of like analyzation.
Yeah, kind of, but it's all low. It's like more low key stuff.
You
it's not like
DSM.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah.
Yes, of course. So, what do you think about the DSM? Is that all false?
Well, it's
or
not.
Is that based on repetitive,
It's not.
okay.
Well, so if we're gonna
observation.
So here's one of the things where you and I guess we will do an hour.
You got to give me an hour. I fucked up before, man.
No, it's all good. I guess with when it comes to any kind of book of knowledge, if people are writing it and people are revising it, it's never perfect. You're always trying. You're just so say take the DSM. Right now we're on DSM 5.
Yeah,
it's a culmination
just
of
upgraded.
It's a culmination of a lot of research, experience, working with people and trying to figure out what we can figure out when there are concerns or issues, whether some of those are later considered not concerns or issues.
Yeah.
It's all on the sign of the times of the people who are working on it. I don't think
well, what should you okay, go ahead.
Well, it's so when you take so if it's kind of a loaded question if it's what do you think of the DSM, because there's lots of pros, there's some cons, there's some things to work on, whatever. I personally don't think that finding diagnoses for people who are having difficulties with various things is a grander conspiracy. I think that
Human Genome Project.
I think that I don't know enough about the DSM organization to really go into there. But like let's take something like anxiety. Anxiety is something I love to talk about on a theoretical level, because when you look at, do you believe in evolution? So it's really hard to.
There's adaptivity.
Yeah. Okay, let's call it adaptivity, if that's a nice common ground for the two of us to stand on. If we're looking at adaptivity.
Yeah, because then you're going to go into a bunch of religious and
exactly, and so
like
that's
that,
yeah. So let's call it adaptivity. So there's a theory on anxiety, and anxiety permeates in so many different disorders. Whether it's
lack of vitamin B3.
Well, so okay, that's one of the interesting things about where psychology is today. Is psychology is putting more
alternative therapies,
more even footing on the biological as well as environmental causes of things. So it's like, there are a lot of supplements that can impact your emotions. Well, so take anxiety. Anxiety, if we look at it in an adaptivity form, it's beneficial to us to have anxiety.
It's here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's survival, because it's a heightening of our senses, which causes us to have our brains have allowed us to put ourselves in that state for survival. But it used to be survival meant I better hope I don't get eaten by that lion, or if I don't kill that deer, I'm going to starve. That's what anxiety used to be. Anxiety, now we fly on planes. Our society and technological advances have gone so far past our ability to adapt on a biological level, is that it's just so much different from how we're programmed biologically than the circumstances we have. So that's why I think it's not that people have more anxiety now than they did in the past. It's just that the anxiety feels so out of place because of that incongruity. So like so when it comes to, so that's kind of where, if you ask me like what I think about the DSM, I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that we're trying to figure out. I don't think anything's perfect, but I also don't think it's a grander conspiracy. I think it's just where the flaws are is
Human Genome Project. Human Genome Project. There are people that are special that are being diagnosed, and they take their blood.
Oh, well, so
and what do they do with their blood when they house their blood? Because these are special people. I'm not saying most of the people that are fucked up in mental wards are special, but there's a significant amount of people that are special, considering rainbow children or so forth, that have different spiritual powers.
So let me put it this way. So I personally don't work in any hospital settings. Now, as far as like human genome stuff, one of the things that learning psychology and working in the field has definitely helped me do is parse out exemptions from and exceptions from a larger group base. So I think you make a good point where it's, you're not saying every single person who has psychological issues has this grander conspiracy, but you're open to the concept of some individuals who it may seem like there's really nothing wrong with them, but they're being targeted because they are special.
Well, I have many people that I know that are friends of mine that are in the Mental Health Association, and they've told me a lot of stories, a lot of inside stuff.
See, I don't know any of the inside stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot of inside stuff. Yeah. So,
like I said, I'm just a podcaster who likes to talk to comedians. I don't. You're like, this is all new territory for me. I'm just enjoying it.
Well, let me tell you about 9/11, man.
Well, hold on. Now we're gonna save that for another one. What I want to do now, with a few minutes,
how much do we got? Like 10 minutes left.
I gotta go in like 3 minutes. So what I want to do is I want to give you a chance to tell everybody your YouTube again, any places we can find your comedy or your art, wherever we can find you. Please let us know, and then I'll do my plugs, and then we'll be out.
All right. Well, my YouTube channel is One Dilsnick, alpha numeric 1. DILSNICK. Best place you can find me on YouTube is, it's the only lettering there is. Fuck Hotel Congress in the ass. That's where I pay a bump $5. I pay a bump $5 to say fuck Hotel Congress in the ass with me. So what else? Check me out on the BLDS show. Check me out on the Art Fest show. Nice. Check out Edgar Zotov. He's one of my business partners. Check out Flamboyant, a.k.a. David M. Franklin.
That's a great name. Partners. Flamboyant. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, check that shit out on Facebook and stuff. I've collaborated with him. I gotta still lay some fucking rap tracks down and some saxophonist tracks.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. You gonna do them both on the same record?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I do saxophone. I do all kinds of crazy shit. I can play any instrument, basically.
Oh, nice.
So,
all right, cool. Yeah, excellent.
Let me see. Also, my girlfriend, which is my fiance right now. I can't let her go. She, Thomasina Cooper. Like I said, the four people that I've listed right now is Edgar Zotov, Flamboyant, aka David M. Franklin, and Thomasina Cooper. Oh, also in Brandon James Hoskinson, aka Legs. They're all part of my group, the Four Horsemen of Revelations comedy group, and the Comedy Cunts. Yes, we're Comedy Cunts, man. Awesome. Comedy Cunts. Well, dude, actually, I also got to say a little bit something about my fiance. I married her. She was my girlfriend, and I was waiting for a certain right time. And I was like, when I was telling you about The Gathering, that big show that I had. Yeah, I was supposed to get Ryan Stalder and a couple other comedians from California. They never came. They're fucking pussies and everything else. And even the local comedians, fuck all the local comedians in Tucson, Arizona. You know who you are. You've stolen my jokes. You've stolen my ideas. And I know who you are. And I have a couple of shows that I'm coming up with. It's called Comedy Knockout, where I basically tell, hey, these are people that are fucking stealing my shit. And we fucking go fist to fist. And we've got the Comedy Mosh Pit soon, where I'm going to be hosting, and I'm going to be paying maybe $100 to $200 for any comedian that can last 15 minutes in a mosh pit while telling jokes.
That's awesome.
But I got married to I got engaged to my girlfriend, Thomasina Cooper, at a metal concert at The Gathering, where my friend was dressed up as some drag. Edgar Zotoff, he was dressed up like a tranny for 5-6 hours, and he did comedy for 30 minutes or so. But right after I asked her to marry me, I got off stage and I got in the mosh pit, and everybody, everywhere was there, fucking hit me with elbows and everything, saying, "Congratulations, motherfucker." That's what I say. "Congratulations, motherfucker," as they were fucking punching me and hitting me and fucking me up, man. That's love right there. So
that's a great story.
I've always been backed by the metalheads, and I'm just saying, okay, it's a metalhead group, heavy metalhead club, called the Knights of Thor. Now they've got generals and sergeants and so forth, probates, because you got to watch yourself when you go up to climb up the rank. But basically, you have to take an oath. And I don't like taking oaths to nothing, because you take no oaths upon the land or the sea, but just to God, and so forth. So, I mean, I didn't like motherfuckers watching me, because I was like, hey, some of your motherfucking Knights of Thor buddies are fucking disrespecting me and shit. And they're like, oh, well, tell me who they are and everything. I'm not a fucking snitch. And first of all, I don't belong to your fucking group, and I'm not on a fucking membership shit like that. So, but I am part of the creators. Neil Bernstein, motherfucking sick ass motherfucker. He took ashes from 9/11 and made memorabilia out of it and artistic work. His shit is sold all around the world. International fucking architect, artist, and so forth. Check out Neil Bernstein. I'm part of the creators. The creators.
Cool.
Can I name off the creators first? The creators are Arthur Cayetano Milburg, Thomasina Cooper, Neil Bernstein, Edgar Zotoff, Flamboyant. That's about it.
Nice. All right, sweet. And you can find this podcast and other podcasts on erictristohard.com. And dude, Arthur, thanks so much for coming on. And guess what? We did the hour.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm sorry for stealing internet. I had to come over to my grandma's and get some shit.
Sorry,
you can see this is the garage right here.
Nice. All right, sick, man. Well, hey, keep doing your thing. Alternative comedy, bring it back to the streets.
Fuck yeah.
Nice work, man. I will catch you at some point down the road, man. Good luck.
All right. Thank you. Take care, man. Love you.
Dude.